Right, my first drive in a Talbot Horizon. See if I can get out of the field. Looks a BX. Yes, it is on a trailer. Suspect I'll have to do the window up. I'm not going to pull out in front of those cars, but I'm going to adjust the choke a little. We're up to 50 and I'm going to leave it there for now because this engine's still cold. We'll have a go at the 0 to 60 in a moment. This is a Talbot Horizon Ultra, one of many special editions towards the end of Horizon production. And the Horizon was, as I recall, pretty much the last Talbot design, or Chrysler rather, originally a Chrysler Horizon. Before the American giant abandoned the UK and Europe market and went back to America. So it's developed in France and built in France as well, I think. They may have built some at Brighton upon Dunsmore near Coventry as well. White van nut job. Oh, there's the gear. So it's going to go flying. Down my traditional hooning route as it has become this weekend for the suspension test, and I'm expecting this car to do quite well. And it is, because this car was designed for French roads, which looked an awful lot like these roads for many decades. Lumpy and bumpy it certainly is. So this is a Horizon Ultra, one of many special editions based on the Horizon underpinnings. And this was one of the last designs for Chrysler. 5-door hatchback. It was sold in America as the Dodge Omni. I think possibly a Plymouth version as well. In fact, one starred in Home Alone, the movie. Pizza Boy drove one. Right, this is the worst bit of road. Here we go. Whoa! Yeah, not bad. Not bad. No power steering here, but that's alright, it's nicely weighted. Seats are very soft and very French. Now let's pull over and we'll have a closer look at the dashboard. So here is the dashboard of the Horizon. Look at that, 46,000 miles from new. You see it does slope away from the driver. Various warning lights, these spindly little stalks. Seem to operate very nice. That's interesting. I've turned the ignition off and they still work. Occasional switchgear down here. Bit of a stretch to the older rear wiper. Got fresh air vents. Seems good. That stereo is a little incongruous in here, but not quite as bad as my screen mount. And here is the delicious velour. Very sporty. And the pop-up sunroof. Let's have a look outside. Here we go, the Talbot Horizon Ultra. Talbot being a name that Peugeot revived after taking over Chrysler's European operation. So this isn't related at all to the old Talbot company of old. It's a name brought back just for this. Horizon. Cliffords of Sidcup. So let's have a look in the boot if we can. It's got all my mate's stuff in it, saucepans and everything, and Practical Classics magazine. There you go, he does read my magazines as well. But really high lid lip even, as is fairly typical of the time. Sit in the back. No, I can't sit in the back because the door's locked. No central locking here. And you know what? I got room for my bare knees, even behind me, although the headliner is sagging onto my head. I think we can say that's not too bad actually. Right, further driving. Right, acceleration test on a smoother road. An engine you want to rev really. It doesn't sound pleasant, it doesn't sound happy revving, it's not a nice noise, and that's kind of what these cars were known for when they were new. But you've got a 5-speed gearbox which is presumably Peugeot's B5, so it's a bit of a sloppy lever, as is pretty typical. The B1 5-speed is what I meant, if that's not what I said. Gear lever, I think this is Peugeot's own gearbox. I'm not sure if it's Peugeot's engine, I need to find out a bit more about this car. But it's the B1 gearbox and it has a bit of a baggy old lever on it, not the best. Deploying maximum hoon. Banging noise is my foot hitting the bottom of the travel on the clutch. Very loud sort of metallic bang as it goes down. But that's 60, we're cruising along merrily enough. Can't tell you how many revs, as despite being an Ultra, you still don't get a rev counter. Now we're cruising along. This really isn't bad at all. Steering's nice and directional, weighs up nicely when you're cornering, not fast enough for BMWs clearly. Heater controls bizarrely are down by my right knee. It's not the most logical place for them. Oh, and there's where I'm meant to be going again. Oh! The Bubble Car Museum in Lincolnshire really isn't very easy to spot. Not a bad turning circle, you know. Oh, there goes the saucepans again. In some ways, this car reminds me of the Peugeot 309 I owned a few years ago. Perhaps that's not very surprising, because the Peugeot 309 was actually meant to be the Talbot Arizona. That's why it ended up with the name 309, which didn't fit Peugeot's number sequence. It's left them stuffed now because they don't know what to follow the 308 up with. Now, having taken over Talbot, Peugeot decided to kill off the brand. Decided to use the production facilities themselves. Bit of a shame, but that's big business for you. But yeah, I've enjoyed this first drive of the Talbot Horizon. Hopefully you have too. For more adventures and driving and stuff and things, do subscribe. And I shall see you next time. I'm going to make sure I don't miss the entrance point this time. Farewell.